Good morning, everyone. This is Med City CPA, and I'm reading through the 2018 instructions for the Form 1040. And I was reading through. I'm on page 84, it looks like, and it says right here: frivolous return. In addition to paying other penalties, the law imposes a penalty of $5,000 for filing a frivolous return. A frivolous return is one that doesn't contain information needed to figure the correct tax or shows a substantially incorrect tax because you may take a frivolous position or desire to delay or interfere with tax laws. This includes altering or striking out pre-printed language above the space where you signed. For a list of positions identified as frivolous, see Notice 2010-33, 2010-17, or the IRB 609 available at, and here's the link. So here we are. I pulled that up right here. It says Part 3, Administrative Procedure Miscellaneous, Frivolous Positions. This notice lists positions identified as frivolous for the purpose of Section 6070.02C of the Code. So if you go to the IRS website and you look for this specific notice, you can read through some of these frivolous positions that people have taken. It's kind of interesting to read through the background that why the IRS had to do this. And then here are, let me see if I can pull some out. Positions that are the same or similar to the following are frivolous. Compliance with internal revenue laws is voluntary or optional, not required by law, including arguments that filing a tax return is purely voluntary under the law. So these are all frivolous things. They're kind of humorous if you read through them all. And it's funny. I think it's funny, but I don't know. It's one of these weird things in the tax law that the IRS has to put out. Hey, these are frivolous claims. The Internal Revenue Code is not law or provision are effective or interoperative, including the section imposing income tax, requiring the filing of tax returns, because the provisions have been implemented by regulations, even though provisions in questions either A, do not expressly require the Secretary to issue implementing regulations become effective, or B, expressly require implementing regulations that have been issued. So don't do that. These are all frivolous. Remember, these are all frivolous claims that people have claimed in the past. A taxpayer income is excluded from taxation when the taxpayer rejects or renounces U.S. citizenship because the taxpayer is citizen exclusively of his state. So, yeah. This position includes the argument that the United States does not include all or part of the physical territory of the 50 states, and instead it consists of only places such as district... Wow, I've not heard of this one before. And federal enclaves. What? Similar arguments are described as frivolous. Wages, taxes, tips, performance or personal service are not taxable income or offset by render, including the argument the taxpayer has claim of right to exclude the cost or value of taxpayers' labor. Similar bases, these are all frivolous. The United States citizens are not subject to tax on the wages or income derived by the sources within the United States. Has only foreign-based income or income received by non-resident aliens and foreign corporations from sources within the United States is taxable. Similar arguments are considered as frivolous. A taxpayer has been untaxed, detaxed, or removed from the federal tax system so the taxpayer remains a U.S. citizen, resident, or similar arguments is described as frivolous. Only certain taxpayers are subject to income tax. These are all just frivolous claims. Only certain types of income are taxable. The federal income taxes are unconstitutional, does not comply. So these are all frivolous claims people have tried in the past, and the IRS has just put together a list of, in their notice 1033, 2010-33, saying, hey, we've already seen all these things, don't try them, we already consider them frivolous. A taxpayer is not a person. Well, there's a new one. Only fiduciaries are taxpayers. That's frivolous. These are all frivolous claims the IRS has seen. Federal Reserve notes are not taxable and paid to taxpayer because they are not gold or silver and may not be redeemed for gold or silver. More gold and silver, so-called mariner's tax deduction. These are all frivolous claims. These are kind of interesting to read through. So the reason why I made a video about this one is that throughout the years the IRS has seen a lot of stuff and apparently needs to make a list of, hey, these are the things we've already seen, don't try them again. But I don't know, it's kind of interesting to read through the frivolous claims. Taxpayer wages are excluded from Social Security tax. Taxpayer waives the right to receive Social Security benefits. Described as frivolous. May reduce or eliminate their federal tax liability by altering a tax return, striking out the penalty or perjury declaration, or attaching documents to the return, such as disclaimer, liability, or similar, as seen as frivolous. So, yeah, there's a lot of them. Wow, it goes on for pages. A taxpayer may lawfully avoid income tax by sending income offshore, including deposit income into a foreign bank. That one sounds more recent, but it's still on here as being frivolous. A taxpayer is allowed to buy or sell the right to claim a child as a qualifying child for purpose. What? Who would do this? I guess people are buying and selling the right to claim children for the earned income tax credit. I suppose. Wow, that's frivolous. Let's see what else there's there. Collection, due process. Wow, there's so many of them. Revenue officers are not authorized to issue levies. What? Federal courts may not enforce internal revenue laws because their jurisdiction is limited to ordinary or maritime cases or issues. What? That is ridiculous. A civil action to collect unpaid taxes or penalties must personally authorized by the Secretary of Treasury. Income tax is not taxable, assigned to a religious organization. Can be tax exempt. That's frivolous. These are all frivolous. The service is not agency of the United States government, but rather a private sector corporation or agency of a... What? I guess somebody made the claim that the IRS is a private sector corporation. Who? What? This notice is effective for submission made and issues raised after April 7, 2010, maybe between 2008 and 2010. So, apparently they need to update this. I wonder if there's a new one. I bet there is, but here's, how many are there? 46 frivolous claims that the IRS has seen in the past, and is just plainly stating, hey, we have already seen these, we consider them frivolous, so here's a penalty, and we will, if you try to claim it, we'll consider yours are frivolous as well. So please don't do that. So I don't know, interesting tidbit that I was reading through the 2018 instructions for the 1040. So hopefully other people find this interesting or helpful.